Hello out there, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, September 29th, 2023. That means Sunday is opening day of rifle season here in Wyoming. If you didn't get a chance, go check out my video that I released a little while ago. It's a kind of a funny Halloween song that I rewrote about the Monster Mash. It's called Monster Cash. It's a funny song, but also very true in the same instance. But I wanted to come on and do a video that's probably going to blow your socks off. Kind of goes in line with the other videos that I released here just recently about Social Security income, tax, the government, and how much money they take. So basically, I've just been doing some research here. And, you know, you've got the government right now having hearings about the impeachment inquiries where the Democrats are basically saying that Joe Biden is a loving father and they don't see anything wrong with what he's doing, and they're trying to put more charges on Donald Trump. It's kind of crazy to watch, literally. I mean, the Democrats are throwing tantrums. The Republicans have a lot of proof in this case, and nothing's getting done. Also, we're on a looming time frame before the government shuts down because they can't come together to figure out how to spend American taxpayer money. The Democrats want to send another $24 billion to Ukraine, and the Republicans don't want to send any more money to Ukraine. So basically, they're at a standstill, and they're talking about shutting down the government. Because, once again, they can't figure out how to spend our tax money on their programs that they want. They said that they had a big win because they were able to get military spending that needed to be paid for, and they were able to get that approved. But the military these days lets transgender and they and the and pronouns and all of this join the military, so I don't know exactly what kind of military we have anymore. Now, granted, there are men and women that are in the military who do a phenomenal job, and we owe everything to them. I take my hat off to you. But there are some instances that have changed in our world with our current military situation. But some of the numbers that I have come up with here, well, they're meeting in Congress to decide the fate of our money and the tax dollars that they're spending. Well, they have more than half of the Senate and Congress are multimillionaires, as well as our current president. Basically, what I've come up with is in 2020, there was 22.4 million jobs lost. In 2021, 47 million jobs that were lost. In 2022, it was 16 million. In 2023, 15 million jobs had been lost. So that's what, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90 million people are without jobs in the last 4 years. And they say, statistically, 90 million people in the world struggle in the U.S. to make ends meet every year, just to be able to get by barely. 90 million people in the U.S. are having trouble just barely getting by. Well, what's the reason for that? Well, let's take a look. The federal minimum wage in the U.S. is $7.25 an hour. And if you get tips, the federal minimum wage is $2.13 plus your tips in the U.S. That's the minimum wage. According to statistics in the U.S., a family of four in 2023 needs to make a minimum of $100,000 a year to be able to live. That's the minimum. In 2023, $100,000 a year. With minimum wage at $7.25 an hour, I don't think that's going to happen. If you live in Hawaii, the minimum a family of four needs to make is $182,000 a year. That's the minimum that you need to make to survive in this U.S. that we live in 2023. The average person who has retired has roughly $1,365.71 they get a month from Social Security and disability. That's what they have to live on in this current world. Now, mind you, I just told you, the minimum for a family of four is $100,000. So, I mean, that is absolutely crazy. These numbers don't add up, but that's the numbers per the statistics in the U.S. right now. There is more than 582,000 homeless people every year since 2020 in the U.S. That's over 500,000 people that are homeless every year based on this system of how the government decides to spend our tax dollars. The other thing that is interesting is out of that 582,000 people a year that are homeless, there's over 500,000 or more people filing bankruptcy every year. But they say that there is no problem currently in the U.S., that everything is thriving and everything is going great. Well, with these numbers, I disagree, and what I see all over the world, I disagree with that. But meanwhile, while they're having these meetings to decide what to do with our tax dollars and how to spend it, well, they're all millionaires. They sent $6 billion to Iran on September 11th because they were hurting and they needed it. They're trying to send another $24 billion to Ukraine. Currently, to this day, we have spent $120 billion in Ukraine in about a year that since the war has been going on there. $120 billion that we know about. You know, that's not including the $1 billion that they send every month via wire transfer. They also have spent, since 2020, since the Biden administration got into office, $3.75 trillion to other countries since the Biden administration has took office. And I ask you, I would love for you to comment and share these videos, like and subscribe. I want to know, is that fair of the government to spend our money, our tax dollars, $3.75 trillion to other countries? Well, we've got 582,000 homeless people. We've got people trying to feed their families and going broke. We've got people living on the streets. We've got people filing bankruptcy. There is no means to an end for the United States people. Even if you go to work, it's not enough to take care of your families. So I ask you, what, as Americans, should we do in this situation? How do we get our government to start using our tax dollars that they take from us to benefit the American people instead of everybody but us? Like I said, they're making discussions right now on not shutting down the government because they need to figure out how to spend our money. And this is what they're spending our money on. Trillions and trillions of dollars going to other countries. Trillions and trillions of dollars being wasted for these different committees and these different things that they say that they have to use the money for. Illegal immigration. Trillions and trillions of dollars going to these illegal immigrants. When is it time for our government to stand up and help the American people? When does that time come? That's a question I have for y'all. Like I said, like, subscribe, share these videos with everybody you can. Comment down below. What is the end game for the American people? What can we possibly do to get the government back on track for helping the American citizens that are paying these big debts out of our taxes while we all go homeless and broke. So that's my video for today. Like I said, check out my funny video I did just a little while ago called Monster Cash. Like and subscribe. Share these videos away. And if you can, donate to ministriesofthewest.org. Have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye.